I met David probably about 15 years ago. He is one of the brightest men I've ever met in my entire life. He's probably the smartest person I've ever met.
I first met Dave probably in the late 90s. He and I were in the same Rotary Club and still are, who really lives our motto, service above self.
He's very quick, he's very thoughtful, he's very effective, and he's probably been our legal counsel now for over 20 years.
He's been a great asset to the organization in terms of providing our legal help, and of course he's got a kind heart and has always given back, not only to the major West Side communities, but of course to a lot of our families in Venice.
He had implemented a program called Project Amigos, where our club goes to Tijuana and builds a home for an impoverished family who literally is living in a one-room shack on dirt floors. And Dave has been the driving force behind this since its inception.
One of our also board members invited him to help a young man with a speech contest. And so he took an entire afternoon out to help this young man and train him on how to speak properly, how to present his case, and he always makes himself available.
He's always been there and really has guided the club through just making sure that we're getting the right money for if we're selling a lease space or we're dealing with an HR issue. He always really walked us through the process and made it really easy for the club.
We've had cell towers that we've sold on the Boys and Girls Club building roof. We've had some human resources issues where he needed to take a look at some contracts and things, and he was always there for us. We never had to even blink. We could just pick up that phone and he would drop everything if he was available, and he'd be right there for us.
Serving on other boards with Dave, I know how invaluable he is with any organization. I mean, if you were to calculate billable hours, what he's given the club, I'm sure it would be hundreds of thousands of dollars in legal services.
Is sailing, and he is thrilled that the Boys and Girls Club of Venice has a Boys and Girls Clubs of America nationally ribboned program in sailing for our kids.
He's an avid sailor, but most importantly, he's a husband and a father. And if you want to see Dave just beam, ask him about Jessie, his daughter. Just a delightful child.
David has a young daughter, Jessica, and it's the apple of his eye. I think David wants to be able to help young kids have the best future they can possibly have. And his involvement with the Boys and Girls Club, I'm sure, is just one little piece of an opportunity that he can give back to the community to try to help other children.
He always tells me, he said, look around my office, Kathy. Look at all these things on the wall, these commendations. He said, they don't mean as much to me as that picture of me with the kids at the Boys and Girls Club of Venice. That means more to me, seeing those kids smiling, and the fact that I'm interacting and working with an organization, the fact that he is helping us help them. That is what the Boys and Girls Club of Venice and his involvement means to him.
I could not have foreseen that this club could do this much for this many. We have been truly blessed as a group to have people that cared in a very real and passionate way. This is a special place. And I think the reason it's such a special place to so many of these important leaders in our community is because of the kids. We see it. We see the change. We see how much the Boys and Girls Club can mean in making a difference in their lives. The Boys and Girls Club is the equalizer that's making that American dream possible for so many of these kids. And to see their success stories and see who they are and how they come out with a confidence to face the world moving forward is truly a very special thing.